mean, she jumped on it because she's passionate about empowering young people. I mean, she has worked with fintechs in education, in agribusiness, and I'm sure that she's going to share a lot with you, and I can't wait for what we would hear from her today. So I want to introduce Christina to all of us. And I say, Christina, thank you for jumping on this. And we look forward to the learnings that we'll get from you today. So thank you very much for accepting our invitation. So we just give you a warm welcome, and we're super excited to have you here. So I'll stop sharing and I'll give the floor.
Thank you so much, V. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I'm happy to do this any day, anytime. Right? Even in my sleep, I'm like, if you wake me from sleep, I'll be happy to do this, even in my sleep. So thank you for having me, and good evening, everyone. Happy new month, and of course, happy Easter. It just passed, but we're still in the season, right? So I'm really glad to be here. And like V has said, this is a break, but you're all here, so it shows that you all really want to get value, and my aim is to give you that value today. Let me just share my screen as I keep speaking to all of you. So I'm aware that this program has been ongoing for the past 4 weeks now. Kudos to all of you. I applaud you for dedicating your time and your resources and your energy, right, to develop your skills and your knowledge and your abilities in this manner. And of course, kudos to Veronica and the entire WeIgnite team for putting this whole package together, because it's not easy, planning this whole thing for a group of ladies. So well done to you and your team, V, too. Let me put my slides on present mode. Let me just see. Let's see. Okay. All right. So once again, Christiana Okere. I'm a business owner. I run a fintech company. I also do some public speaking, and I coach people one-on-one. And I love to do this sort of mentorship sessions or coaching sessions with young people, on how to lead themselves, self-leadership, and how to achieve the goals that they set for themselves, right? Of course, mostly financial goals, but any other personal goals that you have are also important, right? And I'm very passionate about helping young people in this manner to achieve or to experience that personal growth that they long for. And my hope today is I'm going to do that with you and for you by talking about some practical tips. Okay, the keyword there is practical. So some practical tips, not theory, things you can do, action, right? Practical tips for setting and for smashing your goals in 2024, and even beyond this year, right? So things you can do now and continue to do forever and ever, right? To keep smashing those goals that you have. So that's our focus for today. Now, before we get to financial goals, because that's the core of our talk today, I think it's good we start with goals in general, right? So let's talk about goals in general. Now, when it comes to goals, this is of course not football match goal, right? I'm sure that many of us here have one or two goals. Is there anyone here that has no goal at all? Anyone here that has no goal in this life? Not even one goal. How many of us here? I'm hoping nobody here is like that, right? Great. So it means that every single one of us here has at least one goal that we want to achieve in life, right? Which is fantastic. It's important to have a goal, because if you don't have a goal, it's as good as being dead, to be honest, right? If you don't have a goal in life, there's no point, right? So the question now is, what are your goals, and how can you ensure that you achieve those goals? That's our focus for part one of my talk. So let's get to this concept that I'm sure you're somewhat familiar with. It's called SMART goals. Okay, SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Now, we're going to take this one by one, these elements of SMART goals, because once you're able to understand this concept called SMART goals, you can now on your own, draw out a practical plan to achieve your own goals and make your own goals be smart. Okay. Let's start with the first one, specific. Now, what does it mean for a goal to be specific? What does it mean? I'll give you an example. Is there anyone here who has a fitness goal this year? I'm sure some people want to be fit fam this year. Some people like me, okay, want to be fit fam, right? A hair. I can't see you. I can't see your reactions, but I can see my screen only. So pardon me. I can't see your names or your comments in the chat box. So pardon me, please. So let's say you want to be fit this year, and I ask you, "Oh, what is your goal?" And you say, "My goal is to be fit, to be in shape this year." Okay, that's a goal, oh. But that goal is not specific. Okay, that goal is not specific. Now think about this second answer. If I ask you, "What's your goal?" and you tell me, I want to register at the iFitness gym in Ikeja or in Surulere or somewhere in Abuja or whatever wherever it is. I want to register at social gym in social location, and I want to work out for 3 days a week so that I can be fit. Now look at this second answer that is so comprehensive, and look at the first answer that was just like, I want to be fit. You can see that the second answer, it's more, it has more weight and it is more specific, right? So when you think of a goal, your goal has to be very, very specific, because when you're specific, it shows that you actually have a direction, right? It's just shows more seriousness, right? So for a goal to be specific, the goal has to have the 5W elements: the who, the what, the where, the when, and the why. Who is involved in the goal? That's you. What do you want to do? You want to start going to the gym, right? In Ikeja. Where? In Ikeja or in Abuja or wherever you are, you live. When do you want to achieve this goal? You want to be going 3 times a week. And why do you want to do it? Because you want to stay in shape or you want to be fit. So you can see how this sentence has all these elements that make the goal to sound what very specific and very, purposeful, right? And that's for the S, specific goals. Let's go to M quickly. For M, it's quite simple, measurable. It's very straightforward. You must be able to measure your goal, because if you can't measure your progress as you go along achieving your goal, then you cannot track that progress. And if you cannot track your progress, then you can't manage things and see where to adjust and adjust, right? So there has to be a system in place that allows you to track your progress towards hitting that goal. Okay. So for example, in my earlier example for people who want to be fit farm, your measurable element of a goal can be, let's say, every week I want to lose 1 kilogram of fat, right? So every week I want to lose 1 kilogram of fat. So that means every single week you will track that, or that specific that measurable item of your goal. You measure it. Oh, have I lost 1 kilo? Have I lost 1 kilo? Every single week you can track how well you are, you are going towards attaining that goal of being physically fit or being in shape, right? So your goal must have a measurable element so you can track the goal. The third element, pardon me, I'm trying to go over things very quickly, but still very clearly so that we can, be within 1 hour. Now, the third element of SMART goals is A, which is what? Achievable or attainable. So a SMART goal must be achievable. And what that means is that your goal should be a goal that challenges you, right? Your goal must shake you, must really, really shake you. But it should still be what's achievable. It should challenge you, but still be what's achievable. Okay? It's something you need to know. Now, what this particular alphabet or element of SMART goals makes me remember something my dad used to tell us when we were kids. My dad would say, "May your road be rough." He would tell me and my siblings that, "May our road be rough." Right? And because I was a kid, I used to wonder, why is this man, my own father, telling me that my road should be rough? Eh? He's not even wishing me well, right? But as I got older, I realized that what he meant is that may we face challenges in life so that they can build our character. Because it's only when you go through challenges are you able to build character. So in the same way, your goal should challenge you, right? should challenge you, should toss and ruffle you, but it should still be what's achievable. Okay. So that's the third element of smart goals. And the fourth element is relevant. Your goal must be what? Relevant. It must contribute to your overall overarching goal. For example, if you're someone who say for example, you want to, maybe your goal is to, let's see, your goal is to maybe manage your money better this year, right? For example, one of your goals is to manage your money better this year. One way to, or one relevant action point or goal or step you can take towards that overarching goal of managing your money is, for example, cutting down on your spending or saving money in better ways, right? So you must have goals that are relevant to the overarching goal, to the overall goal, right? Your goals must be in that manner, relevant to your overall goal. You must contribute to that overall goal that you have. Okay. And the last element of smart goals is time bound. This one is really important. Goal must be time bound. You must have a start point and an end point for your goal. You must have a start date and an end date for your goal. And why is that important? It's important because if you don't have a start date and a finish date for your goal, because the goal is not time constrained, there will not be any sense of urgency or any motivation to achieve that goal, because you'll be like, I can always do it, There's no time, constraints for that goal, right? So your goal must be time bound. It must be a timeline to achieve that goal, right? Because that will help you, that will put fire, right? And help you walk towards that goal, be focused and hit that goal. All right. So to recap on this is part one. To recap on smart goals, when you set smart goals, please don't set goals like, oh, I want to get fit, or I want to make money, or whatever it is. That's a vague goal. When you want to set a goal, make sure it's smart goal. It's specific, it's measurable, it has measurable elements to it. It is achievable, challenging, but still what's achievable. It is relevant to your overarching goal, and it is what time bound. All of these elements are very important to set a goal that can help you achieve your overarching goal in the end. Okay, so please bear that in mind. When you leave here, maybe go and think about all your goals that you have, all your goals you want to achieve, maybe in the next 3 months, or in the next 6 months, or in the next 1 year. Go and look at those goals and then organize them into what smart goals. Make sure they have all the smart elements, so you have a sense of direction and you're able to reach those goals. Okay. All right. Now, we finished part one. Now we're on to part two. This is now honing into financial goals specifically, right? So this part two is for those who want to hit their financial goals and beyond, this year and beyond. So if money is not an issue for you, your father is Dangote or your father is a $10, you can just close your ear for this one, because you don't have money issues, right? So people that that want to hit financial goals this year are the ones who should open their ears for part two. Excuse me. So let's jump straight into it. Now, when it comes to finances or money, okay, your money goals usually revolve around three elements. I call them 3 M's, right? So it's either your goal is to begin making money, begin making more money, or your goal is to manage the money you already have in the best way possible, or your goal is to multiply the money you already have so you can have more, right? So these are the three focal points when it comes to finances and money goals. The three focal points: either you want to make more money, or you want to manage the one you have, or you want to multiply the one you already have, right? So let's start with the first action point: making money. Where and how do we start making money, right? We can't print money. We're not CBN. We can't print money anyhow, right? So how do we make money in a legal way? In a legal way, right? Now, one principle that you need to know and you need to stick by and you need to really, really embrace is the fact that money always chases value. Money always chases what? Value. Okay? You need to really hold this one. Money always chases value, right? What it means is that if you offer value, money will come. So what you need to do now is you need to sit down and assess yourself. You need to ask yourself, what value can I offer to people that they can pay me for, right? What value can I offer to people that they can pay me for? You need to look at your environment and ask yourself, what problems do people around me have that they'd be willing to pay someone to solve that issue for them, right? Look around you, talk to people around you, find out their pain points. What is their pain point, and how can you come in and monetize it at the same time, right? So you also need to sit down, ask yourself, what skills do I have, and how can I monetize those skills? I'll give you an instance. Some people are great with numbers, right? They're great with numbers. If you're great with numbers, check around you. There are SMEs that need accountants, people to manage their money for them, right? You can help with that. Maybe you can start pro bono, start for free, and then eventually you can then grow into what charging them a small fee, right? So assess yourself. What value do you have? What skills do you have? What problems can you solve? Because that's the only way that money will get to your hand, right? And sometimes you may even have a skill and you will not even know. For example, maybe you're someone who's great at writing or telling stories, or you're someone who is great at speaking, and your friends have told you, but because it's something you do naturally, you don't really think it's a skill that you can monetize, right? Don't think that way. Oh. There are various skills that you can monetize today. So you need to wake up and figure out what your skill is and how to monetize it, right? And if it's something that you have to improve on, then you can work on it. Gain more skills. Like V is in the masters now. Gain more skills, right? Gain more accolades so you can monetize those skills, right? I'll give you an instance. Personally, I've been told, I'm not sure, you know, not to team my own horn, but I've been told I'm a very good speaker, right? Like I go for events and I speak and all that. And people at top of their games come to me and say, young lady, you have a great command of public speaking, right? And for a long time, I took it for granted, right? But then eventually I said, maybe there's something here. So I decided to arm myself with relevant content, right? Fast forward today, I talk about finance, I talk about wealth management, about personal growth. I coach people and I get paid for these things, right? So you need to evaluate yourself and your surrounding too. What do people need, and how can you then, you know, solve those problems and monetize uh, those solutions? Okay, so think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Now, once you figured out how to make money, the next thing is how to manage that money well. Now, management has to do with how you spend your money and how you save your money. So, managing your money well means you can spend less and you can save in a smart way. So, let's start with the first element of managing money, which is spending less. Now, one way to spend less is, of course, by planning how you spend, right? Planning your expenditures essentially, or budgeting, like they say. So you can budget your expenditure. Now, I know that when we hear the word budget, we tend to think of it as, as being constrained or being restricted. But a budget it's not something that should tie you down, right? It depends on how you plan that budget, right? So a budget is simply meant to help you live responsibly and reasonably based on your capacity. Okay. And there are a few things you can do to really build a budget that works for you. Because the budget has to be tied to you personally, it has to be personalized, not something that you can borrow from somebody's formula, right? So how can you build a budget that works for you as an individual? The first thing you need to do is you need to understand your income and your regular expenses. And a simple way you can do that is by what? Getting your bank statement. Get your bank statement, look at how your money is moving, where is it going to? Then categorize your spendings and see where you can cut down what you can cut down, right? If it's food, cut down on that one. If it's, things you can cut down on. If it's going out or hanging out, cut down the small, right? And see where you can cut down on things, right? That's the first thing you do. Understand your income and regular expenses. Secondly, you need to be realistic when you're creating your budget. Don't be so rigid with your budget that you go and cut down on. Maybe this month. This month is maybe in March you spend 50K on food, and then because you have come for this session, you say, let me cut down on my food. You can cut down 40K. How will you survive on 10K all of a sudden? It's not possible. You need to be realistic when you're, budgeting or creating your budget, right? So be realistic about your current spendings, and then you can cut down little by little over time. Maybe for this month, you can cut out 5K, for example, and use 45K instead, right? Next month, cut out 2K, right? In that manner, just small, small until you found a budget that works for you, right? But it's still what's minimal. Okay, that's point two. Point three on budgeting is make room for emergencies. This one is key. Emergencies happen every day in Nigeria because every day things are going up. Cost of things are going up, right? So you need to make room for emergencies, right? Especially now the economy is just, up and down everywhere. So make room for emergencies in your budget. Okay. And that brings me to our second action point, which is saving better. So we'll finish spending less, right? There are two elements of managing your money: spending less and saving smartly. So we finished how to spend less, ways you can budget. Now we're on to how to save better. How to save better. Now, when it comes to saving better or saving smartly, uh, the key word there is smartly, actually, smartly. Now, when people hear the word saving, they think, why am I saving? What am I saving? In fact, what's the point? My salary is small. Oh, let's save. I beg, leave that one, right? So let me ask you guys that are here, what is the point, or what is the essence of saving? Why should we save money? Why should we save money? Let me hear from you guys. Why should we save money in the first place? Why do we save? You can unmute and speak. Feel free, because I can't read your comment in the chat box. So feel free to unmute and speak, please.
I mean, one thing we save is for rainy days, You want to also see investment. Oh, somebody just jinx. Somebody just said we save for rainy days as well. So that's a jinx.
Okay, cool.
In the comment section.
All right, so those are great answers.
For retirement purposes as well.
That person is in line with me. Those are great, fantastic answers, right? And when I ask this question in different sessions, I rarely hear the word retirement, and that's why I asked. I rarely hear the word retirement. So we have futuristic people here.
So one
futuristic
says
young people here.
To invest at a future date.
Okay, brilliant. That's part of what I'll discuss later. That's on point. So yes, we have futuristic young people here. Yes. So one thing I rarely hear is saving for retirement. As young people, we seem to think that retirement is far-fetched. It's for old people. But guess what? One day we'll all be old, right? But, by God's grace, we'll all be old. And retirement doesn't even have to be at old age. Some people retire at 30 or at 40. Why? Because they have saved enough. They have built wealth over time. They have made investments that yield good returns for them, even when they are sleeping, right? So they can just chill, travel the world, and retire from the daily active work, right? So when you think about saving, think of different forms of saving, depending on what your goals are. So short-term saving, medium-term saving, and long-term savings. And once you have removed the money you want to spend for the month or for the quarter or whatever it is, the rest of them should be channeled into savings. Okay. Now let's zoom into the word smartly. It says that smartly is for a reason, right? Saving smartly. So how can you save in a way that is smart? I'll show you how. But first, I want someone to help me decode this phrase on the screen. The phrase that says, "It's not what you save, it's how you save that matters." It's not what you save, it's how you save. Anybody wants to help me decode that phrase? It's not what you save, it's how you save. Anybody wants to try? There's no wrong answer. Let's just hear your opinion, your thoughts, right? So it's not what you save, it's how you save. Anybody?
You
Anybody?
can let me see.
I don't want Vera to talk. Oh, I don't want Vera
Okay.
to talk. Someone has to talk. Someone else. I don't want Vera to talk anymore. Hey, someone has to talk. Oh, please, ladies. I've been hyping you. Don't fall my hand. I've been hyping you guys. So please share your thoughts. There's no wrong answer. So share your thoughts. Be open. It's not exam hall. It's not classroom. Just having a discussion, right?
Someone has, let me read out. She said, it
Okay.
talks about the percentage of money saved.
Okay.
Someone
Okay.
throwing.
Okay. Good trial. Good trial. Okay. Let me try and decode. Let me try and decode. All right. So it's not
Someone
what
else,
you
wait,
say.
someone else
Okay.
has said, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Messi Ojo says, how you save means the saving culture. Do you save constantly?
That's a good one. That's a very good one. Yes. Very good one. Anyone else? Anyone else?
No, not at the
Going,
moment.
going, going.
Lisa should not talk. Lisa should not talk. I mean, I was going to
Okay,
jump
yes,
in.
we don't talk. Yes, we don't talk. All right, no problem. So let me help us out here. Let me help us out here. Now, it's not what you save, it's how you save. What that means is this.
Okay, someone has something else to say. So Messi has
Okay.
added. Also, where you save, like, do you invest your savings or do you just keep the money?
Okay, that's a good one. That's a new angle. Okay, that's a new angle. That's a good one. Yes. All right. Good. 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 Good answers. But let me come in here. All right. So, um, what that means is that the amount that you save, the amount that you save, it matters. So it really matters. But what matters even more is the how. How are you saving that money? In what form do you keep the money? Right? In what form is that money being kept? Because how you keep the money is what determines the value the money will have when you are set to use that money. Because money is all about value. Okay. And I'll come to that. Now, when you think about money, it's not about, how much you have, like how many millions or billions you have. It's about what that money can get you, right? The value of that money. So it's like saying, oh, I have $100 versus I have 100,000 naira. Now, to a layman who is not familiar with the form of money or the value of money, 100,000 naira sounds big because it has thousand inside, right? Versus $100. But if you convert $100 to naira, you get a lot more than 100,000 naira, right? So that is what they call what? The form in which you keep the money. Another example to help you understand this whole is not what you save, it's how you save it. I'll give you two scenarios. So scenario one, I have 1 million naira. Maybe in 2020, I had 1 million naira, right? I kept it in a naira investment plan that yields 12%, right? And then maybe after 3 years, I withdrew that money. So I kept, let's do small maths now. Don't be afraid of maths, so just small maths. So a million naira in 2020, 12% is 120K, right? 3 years, 360K. So by 2023, I'm withdrawing 1.36 without compounding the interest, right? 1.36 cool cash. I have interest of 360K. But if I kept that 1 million naira in USD, which is a form of keeping money, I keep your money in USD or in gold or whatever assets, right? Say it's in USD, I kept it. So I changed my money in 2020, 1 million naira to USD. And so then I think it was around the rate was around 400 naira to a dollar in exchange rate. So I have gotten $2,500, right? Now, fast forward to 2023 or 2024 even. without any interest. If I change my $2,500 to naira, I would have close to 2 to 3 million naira. Now compare that to keeping my money in naira since that time, which gave me 1.36. So compare 1.36 million to 2 or 3 million naira right now. So you can see what the difference, or you can see what difference it makes when the money is kept in a different form. I did not do anything, just keeping it in a different form gave me so much more value for my money. Okay, so that is my point. And my point is that when you're doing a long-term saving, when it comes to long-term saving, keeping your money in a way that protects the value is very important, because value is what determines, what money really is. Money is just paper, right? But it has value. And to sustain that value, to protect the value and to keep it going, it has to be in a form that protects that value. And one way you can do that is by keeping your money in USD. You keep it in gold form if that's your preference, or in various other assets. But one way you can easily do it is by keeping money in USD. And there are things that you can begin doing even from now. You don't have to wait till you have 1 million naira and then keep it in USD. Even as you are a young person trying to build your long-term retirement plan, you can begin gradually to keep small savings in USD in a very, like someone said, consistently, right? Consistent manner, because that matters. Constantly keeping some money aside in USD consistently. USD is one way you can just protect the value of your money in the long term. Okay, so I'll show you an example of that in a more relatable way, and I'll use an Excel sheet. So pardon me. Now I'm going to do something called it's called dollar cost averaging. That's the Oyibo term for it, right? Dollar cost averaging is simply saving a little bit every time consistently. It can be every month, it can be every day, it can be every week. So far you're consistently keeping some money in USD, just in that way gradually. You can say you want to keep 5K every month, 5K naira, convert to USD and keep it every single month. And I'll show you what difference that will make in the long term. So let me just share my very simple Excel sheets, not too hard. So in case you don't like Excel, don't be scared, okay? So let's look at this example. I have two people in this example. Let me see if I can use someone else's name on the call. Let me see who we have here. We have Margaret and we have let me use Toyin. So we have Toyin and Margaret. So let me use Toyin and Margaret in this example. So let's start with Toyin. So Toyin is here. So Toyin, yes. So let's assume that Toyin earns 100K naira a month, and Toyin wants to save 5K every month, for example. So she began saving. Let's say she began saving last year, 2023, 5K every month, right? And then by end of 12 months, she has 60K. Now, assume she's saving this money in a naira plan that gives her 12% per annum, for example. I think 12% is the average return you get on naira on most naira investment plans. 12% per annum, that should be around what? So let's do 12% equals 12% of the capital you invested over 12 months. That's 7,200. Okay, good. So at the end of 12 months, she has 60K plus 7,200. So let's put that together. Sum of these two. She has 60K plus 7,200. Okay, cool cash. At least she has something on top, right? Now, on the other hand, there's Margaret. So Margaret came for my session. She had all my gist about dollar cost averaging, and she wants to start, practicing dollar cost averaging, right? So let's call her Mag or Maggie. Okay, let's call her Maggie. So Margaret for short, right? So Maggie earns the same 100K per month, and she wants to be saving, instead of keeping the money in naira, she wants to keep it in USD, right? So she now every month she takes her 5K, converts it at the prevailing rates, and saves in USD. Every month the same thing. These are the rates, by the way. These are actual rates, by the way. Actual rates from each month, each of these months you see over here. Now she takes the money, converts it, and saves. By end of the 12-month period, she has $60. Sounds like small money, right? Okay. So Margaret has $60. Now, Margaret, on the other hand, is not getting any interest on her money, no interest on her money, no returns on her money. Don't forget that Toyin got 12% per annum on her money. Now, Margaret is getting zero. Maybe she's keeping the money under her pillow. So no interest, right? But then if you calculate Margaret's, if she wants to change her money, like her total money at the end of the 1 year period, back to Naira, so that would be this guy here, multiply that, the last exchange rate, right? She has what? 90K in Naira. Compare Margaret's return to Toyin's return. Bearing in mind that Margaret did what? Dollar cost averaging. She kept money consistently, particular amount every month in USD. Compare the value. See how much more value Maggie was able to accrue over a 1 year period without interest, right? That's like 50% much more value than compared to the original capital of 60K, right? So that shows you the difference it makes when you number one, consistently saving, number two, keeping the money in a form that protects the value. Okay, so dollar cost averaging is a fancy English for what? For keeping small amounts of money in USD, in dollars, because eventually it averages out, so you don't make a lot in the long term. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, when it comes to dollar cost averaging, duration is very important. How long you're saving for. You can't say you want to come and save in US or in dollars for 2 months and you double your money. No, that's not how it works. That's not how dollar cost averaging works. It's about what long-term saving, at least 6 months to a year, right? Before you begin to see that what value being protected. If you are trying to do, I want to save for just 2 months, then please don't start on dollar cost averaging. Just hold your money. If it's a short-term saving, that you want to just use the money next month or next 2 months, then it's best kept in Naira, just in case the rates are too volatile and then you lose the value. Okay, but if it's long-term saving, it's best kept in USD over a long period. Let me give you one more example that always comes to my mind. So our parents who are earning pension now, or have earned pension, imagine if the government kept some of that pension in USD. Imagine how much more value our parents will have when they eventually get their pension, right? Compared to it being kept in Naira. Because that USD protects the value of their money in the long term, right? So when you think of money and think of storing money for a long term, think of what value and how to retain the value you have. And one way you can do that is by by saving in USD, by doing dollar cost averaging. Now, in case you are wondering, so now I have to start calculating every month, changing my 5K to USD. It's too much work for me. In case that's your thought, don't worry. There are several tools that on the internet you can use to do all those things efficiently, right? I personally use my company's product, of course. That's one thing within our company. We have a product that is specifically that does this dollar cost averaging specifically for our clients, right? It's an app that you can download. Once you on the app, all you have to just put the amount you want to be saving. If you want to save, say, 10,000 Naira every month, but in USD, you impute that, you tell the app, I want to save 10K. I want to save it in dollar every month too. And the app does it seamlessly. Takes the money from your account and saves in USD on your myStashhq account. So you can do it seamlessly, and it can be automated or it can be manual, right? I can talk with confidence on my app because it's my company. I can't vouch for any other company, but you can explore that other tools that can help you do dollar cost averaging. And if you're even on board, because we love Women Ignite, we Ignite, we have a special bonus for you guys. So if you're on board in the next few days, you're able to get a $1 bonus with your referral code WILGW. Okay. All right. So moving on. Any question before we touch on the last action points? No, we have 3 action points for money. Oh, I was on the wrong, I was showing the wrong screen all this time. Pardon me. Let me go back to the original screen. Okay, we're back here. I'm so sorry, guys. I was sharing the Excel sheets, even past beyond the time of Excel sheets. So let me just reiterate. We've talked on dollar cost averaging, which is a way of protecting value of your money in the long term by saving a bit every month or every day or every week in USD. And I was saying that one way you can do that is by using my company's app. I can vouch for us because it's my company, right? So you can do that on the app. You simply input the amount you want to save, input how frequently you want to save it, and the app does it for you seamlessly. And we're offering a bonus, for our people at WiIgnite. If you input the referral code WILGW while onboarding, you get $1 bonus. I think $1 is around 1,300 today, so it's still a bit of money, right? So yes, that is that on that. Now moving on very quickly, our last action point is multiplying money, right? Multiplying money. We've touched on making money, managing money, and now what? Multiplying money. Putting your money to work for you and building wealth, right? Now, when it comes to building wealth, it comes down to investing. Okay. Of course, investing is of different types, depending on how much risk you're willing to take. There's low risk investments, medium risk investments, and high risk investments. And these are things that I'm sure you have an idea about. I won't go into detail in this session. We can always do that much later, one-on-one. But one thing you must know is that when it comes to investing, it's important to diversify your portfolio or your investments. It's a fancy word for your group of investments. Diversify your investments. Okay, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in high risk or in low or in medium risk. No, diversify your investments. You can start with the low risk investment and then work your way up towards to high risk investments. Okay, but please, before you invest in anything, make sure to do your research and understand the various options that you have out there before putting your money in. When it comes to money, don't be shy. You ask questions, do your research because it's your money, it's your hard-earned money. Before you invest in anything, make sure you do your research and ask questions. And bear in mind that there's a big difference between making money and building wealth, right? Making money is something you do, it's not really a marathon. But then building wealth is a marathon because wealth is it's more long term. So it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So that's a key lesson you have to have in mind when it comes to building wealth investments. Okay, so be wise about it, approach it with wisdom, with patience, and of course with consistency and discipline. That's how you build wealth. Okay. Now, before we go on to the last point, I want to ask you a question. Very quick question. We've talked about investments and all of those things, high risk, low risk, medium risk, and all that. But what is the greatest investment you can ever make that has low risk but has very high returns, like potentially high returns? What is that investment that you can make that has low risk but potentially high returns? Who can tell me? Anybody? I don't want Vero. I want Margaret. I know your names now. I want Margaret or was it Tolu or Tope? Let me check. Was it Margaret or Toyin? So Margaret or Toyin or
has
any other lady?
Please, the question again. The question again.
The question is, what is that investment that you can begin making today that has very low risk but potentially high returns?
Toyin said land.
Hey. Hey, it's not land, but good trial, Who else has very low risk? In fact, I think it has Zero risk, in fact.
Okay.
Messi has said real estate with Tony. They said the same real
Everybody real
estate.
estate, oh, hey, people should not feel this one, though. Get this one.
Yes.
You say land,
Land.
land has risk now. If the land, if the land now erodes, or the land, if flood happens, what will happen to
Messi
our land?
Messi says invest in
That's the only thing that have low risk, oh, because crypto has very
Of
high
course,
risk,
that one is up.
but high returns or very high
Yeah.
risk.
So any other answer? There. Any other
Messi
answer in the chat
says
box?
invest in yourself.
That is it, though. Who said it? Mercy or blessing?
Messi Ojo.
Ah, Mercy, you're on
Oh, she
point. You're
gets
on
it.
point. It's investing in yourself. Oh, that is the most important. From all my talk today, if you don't carry anything in your head, carry this one, right? Investing in yourself is the greatest thing you can do for yourself, and it can be any small or big thing you do. You know, Even being in the Ignite program is an investment in yourself, right? Because you're developing your skills, your, you know, social, mental, or otherwise, right? Going to the gym is investing in yourself, right? Going for conferences, learning a new language is investing in yourself. Going for your masters, investing in yourself, right? So whatever you can do that advances, your skills and makes you a more valuable person, a better person, is investing. And that's the ultimate thing you can do when it comes to investment. So please keep it up, invest in yourself, keep investing in yourselves. Okay. Now we have learned a lot. Let me do a recap. Learned a lot. And I've had to breeze through this because usually this session takes up to 2 hours. I've had to breeze through so we don't take too much time. Now we've learned a lot, from goals in general, right? Smart goals, how to structure your goals to be smart, specific. Your goal must have a specific angle, must have a measurable element, must be what achievable, must be what realistic, right? And relevant to your overarching goal, and must be what time bound so you can be focused and motivated to achieve that goal. So smart goals, number one, we've learned about what the three M's of money: making money, value chases money, right? What else have we learned? Managing money, how to spend less, how to cut down your saving, how to budget for yourself, a budget that works for you, right? And how to what save smartly by practicing dollar cost averaging. And of course, multiplying money, right? Which involves investing. So we've learned all this. We've learned all this, right? Now you have the tools, or you have the tools and knowledge. The rest is up to you to make the best of it. So what will you do? What will you do differently? What will be different about you in 2024? This year we are in. What will be different about you? How will you, try to do things differently to achieve those goals you have set for yourself? Right? One thing you can do as you go back to your homes, or go back to your whatever you were doing before this. One thing you can do is to sit down and ask yourself, what financial target or goal do I want to achieve in the next 3 months, or 6 months, or 12 months? Ask yourself, what financial target do I want to achieve in the next 3, 6, or 12 months? Then try to make that goal to be structured in a way that is smart. Yeah? You know what smart means? Try to put the goal in a way that is smart. Then think of the action plans or things you need to start doing from now to achieve that financial goal, right? And if you want to brainstorm with me one on one, you can. I will share a form that you can fill. We can have a 30-minute session for free, I'm not charging you for it. And then I can brainstorm on how you want to, like, the financial goal you want to hit, and the specific plans you want to put in place to achieve that goal. Okay, I'm happy to do that. So thank you all for listening. I hope that you gained value from all of this, and I really, really pray that God takes you all far with these skills you have learned, just the way He has taken me far and wide. And please, 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 I love feedback. So please, I love feedback. Give me feedback. Tell me how it is. Tell me what you learned. Tell me if you even learned anything at all, right? Just share with me your feedback, and I'll be happy to receive it and improve on myself. Thank you so, so much. And yes, thank you to the Ignite team for having me too. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Today's session has been amazing. Everybody's saying thank you in the comment. I think you can see it already in the comment section. The mentees really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, this actually was a very, very critical topic for us, because as young women, whatever we do, even if we're working, even if we are starting to start a non-profit, we're students, saving is and financial, I mean, literacy is something that is really, really key, because it helps us in saving our money. I mean, the illustration which you did on how saving your money in Naira versus saving your money in dollars, you could just see the difference. And as young people, it's, I mean, saving is something that we need to cultivate the habit of. So thank you very much for sharing that with our mentees today. And I hope that we have learned from this session. And we'll also spread the word to other people to, save wisely, because it will help us in our rainy days, as we had the conversation. So thank you very much. Thank you. Please, I don't know if you could go back. Okay, so a lot of people are saying thank you in the comment section. If you can go back to the code part.
Okay, referral. Everybody wants $1 bonus. All right, cool. So yeah,
I want the bonus.
On board with the referral code, and if you need, the app is quite intuitive, but if you need guidance, feel free to reach out to either me directly or our support. Our support contact is on our website. So reach out to us, we'll guide you through, and just feel free.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Does anybody have any questions? I think it was straight to the point. We understand. And I've also shared your LinkedIn handle, so they could just reach out. The organization's website, I would post it on our chat group as well, so that and for us at WiLG, we want to say thank you very much for the code, and for giving us an opportunity to save and invest in us. One thing I also say is thank you for believing in our organization and coming on board, because we do not take for granted the time that you spent in working on your presentation and coming in to share with us. We know it's a holiday season, so we really do appreciate you. Thank you very much. We wish you all the best. I'm super proud of you, my tech sister, and all the things that you have been able to accomplish. And we wish you all the best in all that you do. So thank you very, very much. We do appreciate you. And we hope to see you in many more of our sessions.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
All right. So thank you very much. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, let me stop saving the recording.